Welcome back to Business and Politics. We're talking to Secretary Lara GADON. Sir, earlier you mentioned that one of your main priorities would be to coordinate different government departments. You're like the conductor,
yes,
right? With regard to poverty. Now, the president is still the Agriculture Secretary, and I was wondering if there's some possibility of coordination there, because you mentioned the need for feeding, because you said that the children go to school hungry, and so therefore they don't get to absorb what they're hearing or learning in the classroom. What are your thoughts there about the possible coordination between DA and possibly what you're doing in poverty alleviation?
We can help in identifying the sectors that really need priority in the poverty alleviation programs. Okay. Like, for example, the sector that is most affected are the farmers.
Okay.
And we are going to...
poor, no?
Yes, the poorest of the poor. And also, we should also change our concept in education.
Okay.
Because President Bongbong Marcos mentioned that from 2022 up to the present, we have already allowed at least 70,000 workers for deployment abroad.
Okay.
And let us admit that industrialization is still a dream for us.
Okay.
And it will take a long time before we can achieve the full industrialization that will give permanent jobs to our countrymen. Okay. And so, I was thinking that the easiest and the fastest way to increase our GDP and help our countrymen is through rechanneling the concept of education. We should take up more technical and vocational courses now, because there is a big market abroad for job markets of the skilled workers. And not only nurses. Yeah. Oh, we should not focus only on healthcare courses, but also on technical and vocational courses. And there are countries that would need workers because their citizens are aging.
Right. I would think that there's a lot of demand domestically also for TechVoc, no? But have you had a chance to sit down and maybe hash out some plans with
the
VP Sara and with CHED Chairman Popoy de Vera?
Not yet, because
you are organizing pa talaga.
I understand that Vice President Inday Sara Duterte is concerned on the primary education. Yun yung under sa kanya. And the higher education, the college is with the CHED. Yeah. And I wonder where the TechVoc school should take direction.
Yeah, baka sa senior high, 11 and 12 maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because I think that the aim of K-12 was to
prepare them for jobs.
For jobs, right?
Yes.
And I guess that you were saying the most in demand there may be here and abroad, TechVoc, di ba? No?
Yes.
Do you agree?
And but K1 to 12 is not does not cover TechVoc. So we should promote TechVoc more. Okay. I'm thinking of enrolling myself in the TechVoc school. I will take up air conditioning so that I can service the air conditioners at home and also with my friends. Okay. And I suppose you haven't had a chance to talk to TESDA as well. Not yet.
That's in the pipeline.
Yes, because the TESDA is already newly appointed.
Yes.
And we are still fixing or setting up our offices.
Right.
I'm still completing my staffing. Right. I still lack 3 staff for 3 positions.
Right. So, is there anything else you're thinking about in education? Is there any other idea that maybe that comes to your mind, or initially that you may want to explore later on with some other government department?
Well, my first direction is towards creating more jobs, and I will talk to some of my contacts abroad to invite them to...
Maybe some of your former clients.
Yes.
Di ba?
And the big companies to set up also small businesses.
Yeah.
Not only big corporations, but also to help our countrymen in micro business and micro industries.
Right. The feeding program that you were mentioning, is that something you've already formally discussed with the President as Secretary of Agriculture, or is that sort of like just initial discussions?
It was only an initial discussion. And I haven't really discussed lengthily about that project because I haven't talked to my sponsors yet.
Right.
Now that I have two sponsors who are willing to partner with me, then after the signing of the MOA, then I can disclose it already to the President. But of course, he knows this already.
You should maybe try reaching out to the Management Association in the Philippines. I think they have a malnutrition program. But you mentioned, after all, you want to work with the private sector, right? Not just with government, right?
Yes.
To address this issue. The MAP has, I'm sure if you're not aware, a program that addresses malnutrition among learners.
And the socio organizations on this are the Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions Club.
Right.
And, also the Management Association of the Philippines.
Yes, yes.
I was once a member.
Yes, but you know
and the PCCI.
Yes, but you know, one of the things I've been hearing from them is that they want to have an intervention even earlier, before children reach school age, because some of them think that by the time the children start school, it may be too late. That the effects of malnutrition has already had an impact on their
we can suggest the milk formula feeding program. We can do that.
Yeah.
In Taiwan, newly borns are provided by the government for at least 2 years. 2 years na libre yung gatas.
I see. Well, that's a very interesting. Have you come across?
I try to.
I know you're doing a lot of research now. Are there any other models that you came across that would be good for the Philippines to look at? Meron pa bang iba besides Taiwan?
The micro industries, because China started to help the people through micro industries.
Yeah.
No, maliliit na kumpanya that will employ 20, 50 people.
Right.
And you don't have to create another San Miguel Corporation to help the poor.
Right. What about...
actually, the ideal setup should be micro industries that are scattered all over the country.
So they employ a lot of people, right?
Yes.
What do you think about climate change? Do you think, is there a need to coordinate there? Because they say that, you know, climate change has been overwhelmingly about extreme weather events. People forget it's also a poverty problem, because the poorest of the poor are the ones who are vulnerable. You know, people like you and me, we live in gated communities, but you know, the poor, they have shanties, or maybe they don't have any place to stay at all. Diba? Have you thought about that?
No, honestly, I haven't really studied lengthily or deeply the issues on climate change.
Okay. Something might maybe worth looking at, because they're the most vulnerable. Going back to agriculture, have you thought about maybe reaching out to like the fishing community?
Yes, I'll do that. And also on rice farmers. Okay. Because I found out that the biggest problem of the rice farmers is the lack of post-harvest facilities. Okay. Imagine, magpapatuyo ng palay sa kalsada. Magpapatuloy sa basketball court. Right. And that is why sometimes we have this artificial shortage of rice, because our demand is not matched up by the number of or volume of rice millers association. Right.
What about budget support? Do you have what you need? I mean,
as of now,
you need Congress to approve another law, or?
As of now, my budget is only budget for the operation of the office. Okay. And if there are programs that should be implemented, there are agencies that will take care of it. Okay. Anyway, the process of anti-poverty is already distributed to a lot of agencies.
Right.
Like the NAPSI, the SWD,
Right.
and Urban Poor Commission.
Right. Are you prepared to deal with some department secretary or government head that is protective of their turf, that meron na kami dito, wag ka na makialam.
Hindi naman.
How would you deal with people like that?
I'm sure they are aware that I am a presidential advisor, secretary of Office of the Presidential Advisor on Poverty Alleviation. Alam naman nila na I have a direct line with the president. I can bring up matters to the president, and if I can see that they are less cooperative, magkakakwentuhan na lang kami muna. Pero I'm sure that we are one in...
but I'm sure you've been talking to the different cabinet members, right?
Yes.
I mean, are you optimistic that
in
the
fact,
coordination...
a lot of them are my friends also.
Yes. No, because, I'm just wondering, you're not necessarily an outsider, but sometimes the problem is they don't listen to someone from outside their own office, right?
No, take for example, in the case of Secretary Rex Gatchalian of the SWD, he himself was saying in the media that I am willing to cooperate with Secretary Gadon.
So that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Okay. And Secretary Rex Gatchalian has a good project, which is the food stamps.
Right.
So I also commended him for what he's doing now.
Right. Are you also talking to Congress, House, Senate?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, because of this SONA. Everybody is so busy.
Right.
But after that, I will be meeting with the Anti-Poverty Commission, and also the chairman of the Anti-Poverty Committee in Congress.
All right. Secretary, we'll just have to take
In fact, they have already sent me a letter inviting me to a meeting.
Okay, so the coordination is starting to happen.
Yes, starting.
All right, so we'll just have to take a quick break. You're watching Business and Politics. We'll be right back.